Actually a fish stock. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that with a fish here. Now I've got a flat fish called a fluke, could be a flounder, any of these others. I'm gonna cut down the center of this. This came right from the fishmonger, right? And when I come down the center of this aisle, I'm gonna just tilt the angle and go along the bones. And the bones is really gonna be your guideline on this fillet. And I'm gonna cut it out like this, okay? You see that? And then I cut simply right through there, and I get this beautiful fillet of fluke. Look at the quality of that, it's amazing. This is something you're not gonna do at home. You can actually have your fishmonger do this for you. So he'll cut down this like this, and then he'll cut his fillet out like this. And you can see, I use that right off the bone, and I get these beautiful fillets. You guys see how that is? It's perfect, right? And then with this, he's gonna give you these fillets. Ask him for the bones if you're not gonna do this at home. And these bones, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this right now. Here is I've got my fillets sitting here, and I actually found some of the roe in here. You guys see that? So I keep that because we'll saute that fillets up with a little bit of roe in there. Now I've got the head. What I made sure I did was take out the gills. So make sure at your fishmonger, if you're not gonna do this, you ask him to remove the gills from the fish, because that's what's kind of filtering allows them to breathe, but it also has impurities in there that are going to give your fish stock a bad flavor. So I've got the head of the fish, and I've got some of the scraps there. Now I've got this piece. I want to cut it into just, I take some heavy scissors here, and I just cut all of these pieces simply like this, okay? And then this allows these kind of flavors from these bones to come out. Now, if you see any heavy pieces of like bloodline like here, I just cut them out. Okay, you can actually wash that out too if I just rinse it really heavy. And I am gonna rinse this, but I took these bones like here. Now once I put these bones here, now I wanna rinse those really good, and I'm gonna kind of try to get any kind of the dirty and bloodiness out of those. I'm gonna actually try to make a risotto with this fish stock, so it's gonna give my risotto this kind of beautiful seafood flavor. And then I'm gonna saute these fillets here and lay them on top of my risotto. It's gonna be really nice. Take a look at how clean and clear this is now. See, my water is nice and clear. It's just covering the bones. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna take some leeks. I have some really nice things I got from the market here, and I'm gonna cut up the top part of the leek here. And it doesn't have to be cut any certain way. This is what we call white mirepoix. Onions, leeks, fennel, any of those things could work in this. That's the bottom part of the leek. I'll use that later in my risotto. Now I've got a little beautiful red onion here. I'm just gonna cut this, and I don't even worry about peeling it. I'm just gonna cut it all up, put it right in here. Look at that. You don't even need to bother with it because it's gonna give this a really nice flavor. And I've got some really nice baby celery. So I'm gonna take off a little piece of the tops here. I'll keep the bottom for our risotto tonight. And then I'm just gonna chop these up, these leaves. And this kind of beautiful white mirepoix with those fish bones is gonna give me really light, delicate flavor. So this, how do we cook it? We bring this to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, I turn this down to a simmer, and I simmer it for 1 hour, and then I turn it off. And then I let it cool and steep like a tea, and I'm gonna strain that out. I'll show you what it looks like later. Okay, you guys, the fish stock, you can see I have it covered here because it's been steeping. It's still a little warm, but it's almost done. It's been really cooling for about 45 minutes. Now, take a look at how beautifully clear this stock is. Look at that, crystal clear, right? Why? Because when I brought it to a boil, I didn't just keep boiling it rapidly. That kind of breaks it up and makes it very cloudy. You want to settle it down to a nice gentle simmer for an hour, and then you cut it off and let it steep, and all of the kind of those particles will settle. So watch, here you're gonna see, I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. Well, I'm not straining it right now. I'm just gonna pour it in my little dish here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and strain it through a strainer, right? A really nice fine strainer that you have at home to get any of the kind of particles out. If you put this in a plastic, you can put this in a hard plastic kind of container, maybe something you reuse from having some take-home food from someplace. Put it in one of those. You can stick it in the freezer, or you can actually freeze it in like an ice cube tray and have little ice cubes of fish stock. The thing is, you can use this for so many things. It makes a really nice sauce anytime you're doing seafood. Sometimes if I'm steaming mussels and I put white wine rather than put water, I'll put some fish stock in there with it as well. It makes a really nice fish soup. Like I said, we're making a risotto with it later, so I'll take my risotto and cook my risotto, but when it calls for the liquid for the risotto, I'll actually add the fish stock in there, and it'll give a really nice seafood flavor to the fish stock. And then I just put herbs in it and some Parmesan cheese, and it's fantastic. So fish stock, simple and easy. You guys can do it at home. When you go to your fishmonger and he fillets the fish for you, you just ask him for the bones because he's going to give you this for free because you already paid for them. All right, I'll see you soon. Chef D Max.